KSON GCR at all stations. I will be calling the Friday Night Fun at exactly 5 minutes at 8 o'clock. I'm expecting a slow turnout with the rah-rah meeting taking place. Hopefully somebody took an HT to me, and when you go to their second meeting tonight, they'll pass the HT along. They'll get some check-ins that way. Repeating, I will be calling the Friday Night Fun. It'll be at exactly 5 minutes at 8 o'clock. Again, I'm expecting a slow turnout with the rah-rah meeting that's taking place now. This is KSON GCR. Corby, stand by for the net.
89 GCR in 4WGN.
In 4WGN, KSON GCR, go ahead, Bob.
Can you put me down for an early bird?
Yes, I will. I sure will, yes.
Right. Was going to check in, but I guess we got some things to do, so I might get back on later. If so, I'll give you a shout. Have a good night, net. Have a good night. Have a good net tonight, Jimmy. And I hope you get a million check-ins. And 4WGN.
Okay, Bob, sounds good. You're always welcome to check in later on during the day if your time, your situation permits. Okay, also Al K9EPC called me on the phone. He had me put him down as an early check-in. Okay, sounds good. We'll talk to you later. KSON GCR Recorder, thank you for checking in. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock, and welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9XD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is KSON GCR. I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what the Zombie Ramps Radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing all air being placed on all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 minus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. This is the Friday Night Fun Net with Jimmy Dorsey, K9 GCR. It's live streamed on YouTube at youtube.com/Kerry Tatlow. You don't need to register for YouTube or Facebook to listen to this live stream. Just go to YouTube and then search for Kerry Tatlow live stream. Kerry, Kilo, Echo, Romeo, Yankee, Tatlow, Tango, Alpha, Tango, Lima, Oscar, Whiskey. You should find tonight's the Fun Net live stream listed there. Click it and listen in. Kerry K9MAP has the honors of live streaming and recording this net. Let me reset. Those of you who are listening on the YouTube, on the live stream, if you wish to check in, contact Kerry K9MAP. He in turn will relay your check-in to me via the radio. Okay. If you're not able to hear the repeater, if you don't have internet or YouTube or any of that other stuff, you give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FN. 232-3636, local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio if at all possible. I did have one early check-in. That's Al, K9EPZ, checking in from Westfield, Iowa. He's doing fine. He had his cataract surgery this past Tuesday. Everything was a success. He had a growth removed from his thyroid gland, biopsy. I'm happy to report that the growth is not cancerous. Al does not have cancer. I repeat, Al, K9EPZ, does not have cancer. That is definitely wonderful news. We're going to continue to pray, hope and pray for the best for him. He's one of the best guys in the whole world as far as I'm concerned. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take a short time of molestations. If you got something, if you're just passing through the area, you're rather concentrate your driving, you got something else going on, you got something you want to watch on TV, you have a family get-together you want to participate in, we'll take your mobile or short time station check-ins. If you have traffic, you do your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. I don't know if the band conditions are favorable or not, but this repair is located in Rockford, Illinois. It has a PL 114.8 minus offset. Then we'll do our regular features. Let's see, we'll have the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, DMR, FT8, GMRS. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to bring them before the net. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll have our Friday Night Fun Net contest / DX corner. Did you make any DX contacts? No, I did not. But I would like to hear yours. Then we'll have our SWAT net. Do you have any items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies, ramp, radio, or computers? We'll definitely do that. Okay, tomorrow evening here in Freeport, we will have our annual cruise night. It starts from, I think it starts at 5 p.m. and it runs till 8 p.m. They're going to have a burnout contest, blowout contest, or even going to have the cruise. I don't know if they're just going to go downtown or all over Freeport. But it's definitely a fun time had by one and all. Tonight's, I'm going to ask the question, as I do every Friday night before cruise night here in Freeport. What kind of a car did you drive back when you were in high school? What kind of a car are you driving today? Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short-time mobile stations you'd like to check in? Please call now.
Hey Jimmy, KD9 VQM, Eric and Monroe here. I'm going to try for short time, but I'll probably be monitoring longer than that, so maybe I'll jump in if need be. But in answer to your questions, though, just in case I'm not back later, I've had lots of cars. I've driven everything from a 1977 Grand Prix I had an 85 Buick that I largely was my first car, though. And then let me reset quick. And I'd say what I have today between my 2008 Silverado truck, 2015 Toyota Venza, and I guess my classic would be that I still have right now today, a 1972 Cranberry Red Chevy Monte Carlo, and I do take that out sometimes if there's things like cruise nights around Monroe or whatever. So along with that, I've never really given them up, the old cars. Along with that, though, I'm going to try for short time, but we'll see what happens. This is KD9VQM, back over to KC9GCR there.
Okay, sounds good there. Thanks, Eric, thanks for checking in. You're welcome to recheck in anytime. I'm expecting a slow turnout anyway. The Rockford Amateur Radio Association monthly meeting is currently underway now. So they're being at OSS St. Anthony Hospital right now in the founders room, and after that they'll go to a restaurant for what I call their second meeting. Well, they have their chow or what have you, and they have socialized. They don't talk any business. But that's why I call it a second meeting. Thanks for checking in there, Eric. Okay, do we have any more short-time mobile stations you'd like to check in this time? Please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Rose Park, showtime 73, and I'll be clear.
KC9QPL, short time. Okay, Paul, got you checked in, Southern. Have a good evening, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Day. Any more short-time mobile stations you'd like to check in? Please call now. Okay, I don't know how many general check-ins we'll get, but of course the rah-rah meeting is underway now. At this time, do we have any general check-ins of Friday Night Fun Day? Please call now.
K9MTV, checking in.
K9MTV, Ryan in the Loves Park. Okay, Ryan, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes at roundtable. It shouldn't be long, though, since everybody's at the rah-rah meeting. We'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins of Friday Night Fun Day, please call KC9GCR. Okay, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and do my traffic. The Friday morning breakfast meets every Friday morning from 7:30 a.m. until about 9 a.m. They serve an order breakfast about 8 a.m. I wonder how much of a turnout they had this morning. It's an informal gathering of ham folks. No affiliations necessary. Good food and good company. Everyone is welcome to attend. It's held at the Spring Garden Family Restaurant, 4820 North 2nd Street, Loves Park, Illinois. 61111. The Greater Boyd Ham Radio Cup, or G-Bark, meets monthly on the second Saturday of the month at 8 a.m. at Denny's Restaurant, or the Flying J Truck Stop, Illinois 75 and I-90 39. All are welcome to join the group for food and lots of ham talk. I wonder how much of a turnout they had last Saturday, and I wonder how their fox hunt went. During the warm weather months, they usually have a fox hunt. So, okay. The Rock River Valley GMRS Breakfast Club meets on the first and third Saturdays each month at 9 a.m. Well, that means they'll be meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Mr. C's Family Restaurant, 4309 West State Street, Rockford, Illinois, 61102. So, okay, I guess they usually have a good turnout for those GMRS breakfasts. That's good, okay. That's all the traffic I have. Does anybody have any traffic that they'd like to pass along for the net? Okay, do we have any more general check-ins for Friday Night Fun Net? Please call case on GCI. Okay, I'll tell you what, we'll get to Ryan, K9MTV. Ryan, we're having our annual cruise night here in Freeport. I do this every year. What kind of car are you driving today? And what kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school?
K9MTV, hey Jimmy. Yeah, it's a slow night out here. Well, back in high school, I had a Mercury Cougar, 1984, silver in great shape. I had a 77 LTD. I also had a 1970 Cadillac Fleetwood. Man, that thing was big. Today I have a bunch of cars. Daily driver, I think it's a 2007 Dodge Magnum, 2008 Chevy Silverado, probably a 4 to 6 inch lift on that one. In the garage I have a candy apple red K5 Blazer with a brand new 350 under the hood, and next to that I got a 1994 Mustang GT convertible 5.0 with a 5-speed. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of cars, and I've had a whole bunch of cars in between those. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I do for a living. So I'm a technician. So cars are my thing. Yeah, the projects right now are the Blazer and the Mustang, and trying to keep my daily drivers on the road because they're starting to get a little older now. So maybe it's time to switch those around. K9MTV, back to net control.
Okay, well that's good. We're glad you're happy with those cars. They did a lot of good job for you there. And yeah, you gotta keep those babies on the road. That's all. No ifs, ands, or buts about. Okay, Ryan. Hey, thanks for checking in. I might get, depending on what happens here, might get back to you for a second go around here. Thanks for checking in. Are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
K9MAP.
KD9MAP, good evening, Kerry. What's going on with you?
This is KD9MAP. Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. Oh, what's going on with me? Oh, I managed to get the lawn mowed earlier this week. I put up a roller blind today. I was really energetic. Watching a lot of junk on YouTube. Let's see, brief reset. My first car I got at age 19. When I lived in Chicago, I didn't need a car. When I moved out here to Rockford, I managed to get by for about a year and a half without a car, and then I got one. And that was for $200. That was a Slant 6, a Mopar, 1962, 1963. And that was a good car. That was okay car. Brief reset. The car I have now is a Hyundai Accent, a 2012. And what I like about the Hyundais are that the entry-level model is cheap, it's affordable, and they have an excellent warranty. Nobody else can match their warranty, and they do honor it. I know from experience that they do honor the warranty. Brief reset. My favorite car that I ever owned was a Geo Metro XFI, which was a little death box. It only cost $7,000 new. It was a 3-door. It had a 5-speed stick. It was tiny. You could park it anywhere. On the highway, it got over 60 miles a gallon. In town, it could get 40 miles a gallon. It was very reliable. Brief reset. But it was a tin can. It was a death trap. If I had ever gotten in a serious accident with it, I would have been killed. There were no airbags required back then, if I remember. And it didn't have any of the computer junk that the cars have now. It just had a little 1-liter 3-cylinder engine in it. That was about it. Very simple. The only reason I sold it, brief reset. I sold it at around 100,000 miles. The only reason I did was because Geo went out of business and the dealership went away. And there was no place I could get the specific service I needed for it. I had a broken window, a broken front driver's side window I needed to have replaced, and nobody could do it that I could find. So I sold it to my cousin for $500 to keep handy with that kind of stuff. Brief reset. And so he fixed the window, and he put a hitch on it, and he hauled a trailer with it, and he got the odometer up to 250,000 miles on that little car. Just amazing. I wish there was an option that people could buy like that today. Something really tiny and affordable and efficient and reliable. All right, back to you, KD9MAP.
Yeah, that was great, Kerry. Thanks. Yeah, it's some old cars like that. It's too bad that they don't have any of the old parts around for that car that you had to end up having to get rid of. Ain't that the way it goes sometimes? So yeah. Well, growing up in Chicago, you didn't have to worry about driving a car. You could ride the CTA or else take a cab somewhere. They had to pay those cab drivers good money there.
Yeah, the CTA was great when I was in Chicago. There was always sketchy people on the train, but I was never a victim of crime on it. The last time that I rode the CTA, I visited Chicago for a concert about 10 years ago, and I rode the CTA downtown and then back out to the Union Park, and it was all right, you know. We don't have, here in Rockford, we don't have quite as good a mass transit system as they did. Back to you, KD9MAP.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Here in Freeport, we got a Pretzel City Transit. They go on. They got, I don't know how many different kinds of buses and vans they got. I've ridden them many times, and they not only serve Freeport, but they serve Stevenson County. We also have 3 or 4 different cab companies here. I go with Tim's Taxi. He and I are good friends. I know each other. I pay him $5 All the other, $5 either way. All the other companies here in town pay $6, so I better go with the one that's cheapest. Okay, Kerry, we might get back to you in a few minutes here. Thank you for checking in. And we'll get back to you in a few minutes for your DX report. Are there any more stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now.
KD9YBG, Dale.
KD9YBG, Dale. What's going on with you?
Not too much. Just kind of hung in the house today. Went for a little bit of walk. I thought maybe it'd rain today. It kind of looked like it wanted to, but it came out to be a nice day, so I just kind of spent time outside. And that's pretty much about it. I just kind of was lazy today. I did a lot of stuff around here yesterday. KD9YBG, back to net.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some rain later tonight. It's supposed to get very heavy downpours there too. It's supposed to continue throughout the night and early into tomorrow morning. We're just going to see what's going to happen. Tomorrow evening is our cruise night. We'll just see what's going to happen with the weather goes. I'm planning on going if the weather cooperates. Yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight, Dale. I'm asking everybody, what kind of car are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school?
Right now I'm driving a 1997 Ford Ranger, 2.3 liter, 5-speed, extended cab, and it's in pretty good shape. And I just put a bunch of parts on it here this summer. And in high school I had a 1964 Oldsmobile Jetstar 88 4-door. It had a 330 and engine, 2-barrel with a 2-speed automatic. That's what I had, KD9YBG.
Okay, Dale, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, thanks for checking in. I might call you for a second go around here in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time, please call now. Okay, once again, the rah-rah meeting is currently underway, so I'm expecting a slow turnout. So we'll just see what happens. We'll get some more check-in. So okay, I'll tell you what. Let's go with our regular features. Let's go with the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. What kind of antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of amplifier or power supply you want to buy? Okay, so we already did the traffic portion. Okay, what kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, GMR, FT8, GMRS. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to bring Brent down before the net. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Does anybody have any technical questions you'd like to bring before the net? Okay, no technical questions, so we'll go ahead with the Friday Night Fun.com contest/DX corner. Did you make any DX contacts this week? No, I did not make any. I'll probably try to make a contact this coming Sunday around 4:30 when the Illinois statewide areas net gets underway. So we'll see what happens then. So, okay. Does anybody have any DX reports? Now, what did I do with my pen? Here it is. Anybody have any DX reports you'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, I guess not. K9MAP, do you have a DX report you'd like to pass along?
This is KD9MAP. Thanks for asking, Jimmy, but I didn't do any HS at all this week. This weather, I just don't even want to hook up the antenna because you never know with the convective storms we've been having all week. you know, lightning could start anytime, you never know. So I would say the heck with it when the weather's like this. Back to you, K89 MAP.
Okay, I don't blame you, Kerry. Yeah, last thing you want to have happen, get your HF rig going and have a lightning strike come hit your antenna and knock your burn through all your radio equipment to a crisp. You don't want that to happen. I don't blame you one bit. Okay, there's always next Friday night. Okay. Does anybody else have any DX reports that they'd like to pass along at this time?
K9MTV.
Yeah, I got TV. Okay, Ryan. Good. What you got for us?
Yeah, just pulling up my QRZ. Yeah, I did some FT8. I don't worry about the lightning. If the lightning is gonna hit, it's gonna hit. As long as I'm not holding onto the microphone when it hits, I think I'll be all right. But yeah, I got, let's see, Chile, Charlie Alpha 6, Sierra Nora Tango. Yeah, he was from Chile. Then I got Brazil, Papa Romeo 7 Kilo Yankee. Yeah, out of Brazil, Pablo something or other. Another Brazil, Papa Uniform 3 Papa Alpha Tango. That was also one of these are all out FT8, 10 meters. That was Paulo from Brazil, and then a couple Canadas in there. Victor Alpha 3 Papa Henry Papa. That was David out of Canada. And then VE3 of VSA was Charles out of Canada. Let's see what the next page says. Another Canada, VE3 EB. That was Matthew. Another Chile. X-Ray Quebec 3 Sierra Kilo. And another Brazil. So I'm hitting South America pretty good. Papa Young 8 Zulu Bravo. I can't read his name, but he's in Brazil. So yeah, there was a few, and a bunch of DX in the United States, but I won't rattle those off. K9MTV, back to net control.
Well, congratulations, Ryan, on those DX contacts you with the FT8. That's definitely great there. So yeah, especially those Canadian stations. I think probably Ontario, because that's well, like VE3 is on Ontario, VE2 is Quebec, and all that other stuff like that. Well, VE7 is for British Columbia. So okay, that sounds good. And congratulations on working Brazil and the Chile. That's great. Anybody have any questions or comments with concerning Ryan's DX report? Okay, does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time? Okay, good. Good report. All right, let's see now. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to do the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. We may mention the price over the air, but any handling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Is there any swap net traffic to be had at this time? All right, my average report, no swap net. Of course, Richard N9ZO finally got sold his 1,000 feet of coax. So that's great news. I'm glad he's got that out of the way now. So okay, okay. Do we have any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, I'm going to go around. I'm going to go around a second time here. I'm going to see if Eric, KD9VQM, is still on. We're just going a second go around here. Eric, are you still monitoring?
Yeah, roger that, Jimmy. I'm still here. Just kind of monitoring and listening in the background here. KD9 BQM standing by.
Okay, sounds good there, Eric. Yeah, we'll probably be getting ready for the trivia segment pretty soon. That rah-rah meeting is still going on, so I'll probably get a lot more checks when that meeting gets done with. Then they'll go to the restaurant for their second meeting. I think they usually go to a pizza place. So, okay, sounds good. All right, thanks. Ryan, K9MTV, anything else you got to bring before the net?
K9MTV. No, not really. Just over here watching our excellent President Trump address the law enforcement in New York, and I was slow cooking a slab of ribs. I'm gonna top them off in the oven here shortly, and have a slab of ribs for dinner. So yeah, I'll be monitoring. K9MTV back to net control.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. That must have been earlier today, because I know, I don't know if you ever watch C-SPAN or not. I like they have a lot of that stuff there that on the C-SPAN, C-SPAN 2, C-SPAN 3. I like to watch all that other stuff, that government stuff, that's for sure. Okay, enjoy those ribs there. Thank you for checking in there, Ryan. Kerry, KD9MAP, anything else you want to bring for the net?
This is KD9MAP. Oh, what am I doing now? Let's see. I'm in the middle of a podcast by a guy named, what's his name, Citron, and he's all worried about the economy and about the AI bubble. And then another video I got open here is about, it's a body cam, a police body cam of an arrest of a guy who is impersonating a CIA agent. Let's see what else I got. I've got a song queued up here, a Brazilian singer named Norma Bagwell from the 1950s. And so forth. KD9MAP.
Okay, Kerry, sounds good. Well, I just thought I'd get back to you for a second go around. Thanks for checking in, and let me know if you get if anybody checks into the live stream there. Very happy to have them. KD9YBG, Dale, anything else you want to bring for the net?
Oh, I don't really have nothing else to say. I just sit and listen. 89YBG.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see if we can get any more check-ins. If not, we'll start the trivia segment then. Okay. Thanks for checking in, Dale. Do we have any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Day? If you're just coming over your Friday Night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopper, or the show, if you just turned the radio on, you've been copying the mail for the last 35 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Day from anywhere in the region. With drop traffic, please call K9TCR. Okay, I'm going to read a couple of homemade radio nut jokes. This first one's courtesy of Justin K9, well, he was K9CSW, he's now K9FEO, and Mike, AC9JZ. You know you're a radio nut when you get pulled over by the undercover cop because you were honking CQ at him because he had all those antennas on his car. That's from Justin. He was K9CSW at the time. He's now K9FEO, and Mark, Mike, AC9JZ. Now here's another one from Mike, AC9JZ. You know you're a radio nut when you move your family to a new location, which is as close to a 2-meter 440 repeater site as you can get. If you have any homemade radio nut jokes you'd like to pass along, you can give me a call here on the radio or on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, area code 815-232-3636. Okay. Before we start the trivia segment, any more stations wishing to check in, please call now. All right. Now we're gonna do Friday Night Fun Net the trivia. We've been successful at this for the last 2 weeks now. So I'll read 5 questions I read 5 tech Q&A questions, 5 general questions, and 5 more extra class questions. Okay, let's look at the first question. The very first question. All right, here we go. Which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? A. Providing personal radio communications for as many citizens as possible. B. Providing communications for international contesting. C. Advancing skills in the technical and communication phases of the radio art. D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? A. Providing personal radio communications for as many citizens as possible. B. Providing communications for international contesting. C. Advancing skills in the technical and communication phases of the radio art. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
I'm gonna say A alpha. I don't know if it's right, Jimmy, but I think that one sounds the most correct to me. Is gonna say A alpha on that one.
Well, Eric, I'm gonna tell you what. Sorry, that's not correct. But hey, thanks for trying anyway. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
89 MAP is guessing B, Charlie.
You are correct, Kerry. You are correct. Which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Advancing skills in the technical and communications phases of the radio art. Part 97.1 of the FCC rules is the basis and purpose for the amateur service. The rules and regulations in this part are designed to provide an amateur radio service having a fundamental purpose as expressed in the following principles. A. Recognition and enhancement of the value of the amateur service to the public as a voluntary, non-commercial communication service, particularly with respect to providing emergency communications. B. Continuation and extension of the amateur's proven ability to contribute to the advancement of the radio art. C. Encouragement and improvement of the amateur service through rules which provide for advancing skills in both the communication and technical phases of the art. Let me reset. D. Expansion of the existing reservoir within the amateur radio service of trained operators, technicians, and electronics experts. And finally, E. Continuation and extension of the amateur's unique ability to enhance international goodwill. That's from the Ham Radio License Manager, page 7-2. All right, let's find another one here. Okay, just a minute. Okay, here we go. What is an effective way to seek a call from a phone station when not using a repeater? A. Sign your call sign once, followed by the words listening for a call. If there is a no answer, change the frequency and repeat. B. Say QTC, followed by this is, and your call sign. If there is no answer, change the frequency and repeat. C. Transmit an unmodulated carrier for approximately 10 seconds, followed by this is and your call sign, and pause to listen. Repeat as necessary. D. Repeat CQ a few times, followed by this is and your call sign, then pause to listen. Repeat as necessary. Let me reset. Okay. What is an effective way to seek a call from any phone station when not using a repeater? A. Assign your call sign once, followed by the words listening for a call. If there is no answer, change the frequency and repeat. B. Say QTC, followed by this is and your call sign. And if there is no answer, change the frequency and repeat. C. Transmit an unmodulated carrier for approximately 10 seconds, followed by this is and your call sign, and pause to listen. Repeat as necessary. D. Repeat CQ a few times, followed by this is and your call sign, then pause to listen. Repeat as necessary. Anybody correct to answer this question?
K9.
I copied K9, but that was it. Your signal just dropped off. Try it again.
K9 CW. K9 Charlie Whiskey Papa. The answer, David.
K9CWP. Yeah, something about David. No, sorry, that is not correct. That is not correct. Let me. Okay, just stand by here. Let me check in. Let me check in the net. So we've got K9CWP. What is happening with you?
I'm sorry, Jimmy, I didn't catch that. Come back.
Okay, I was asking you how you are doing. How are you doing?
I could go on a long story about my health, but I won't. But I'm doing okay otherwise. Thank you.
Okay, we're having our cruise night here in Freeport tomorrow. I'm asking everybody, what is your what kind of car are you driving now, and what kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school?
Are you asking me?
SQSL, that's correct.
In high school, I drove a 1968 Ford LTD with a 392 barrel automatic transmission, and it had glass packs on it. My dad was not happy. Now I'm currently not driving, but I have a 91 Mustang GT convertible, a 2000 Honda Accord, and a 2014 Buick SUV.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you go. You said thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. You have a good evening, and we'll definitely talk to you down the line.
K9 CWP, I'll be on the side listening, and
okay, so hopefully you get that radio fixed. Okay, I'm going to read this question one more time. What is an effective way to seek a call from any phone station when not using a repeater? A. Sign your call sign once, followed by the words listening for a call. If there is no answer, change the frequency and repeat. B. Say QTC, followed by this is and your call sign. If there is no answer, change the frequency and repeat. C. Transmit an unmodulated carrier for approximately 10 seconds, followed by this is and your call sign. And pause to listen, repeat as necessary. D. Repeat CQ a few times, followed by this is and your call sign, then pause to listen, repeat as necessary. Anybody have the, it is not D. David, that's not correct. Anybody else want to give it a try?
Is it A alpha? I should know this. This was so long ago, considering this was a tech question, but I'm thinking A alpha, Jimmy. I don't know.
You are correct. You are correct. Yes. Yes. What is an effective way to seek a call from any phone station when not using a repeater? The correct answer is A alpha. Sign your call sign once, followed by the words "listening for a call." If there is no answer, change the frequency and repeat. Identification rules apply to on-the-air test transmissions as well. No matter how brief, the call sign must be given once every 10 minutes and at the end of the transmission. Ham Radio License Manual, page 8-5. These questions are from the new Tech Q&A. Okay, we'll find another. We'll find another one here. Hold on. Okay. What is the relationship between the electric and magnetic fields of an electromagnetic wave? A. They travel at different speeds. B. They are in parallel. C. They revolve in opposite directions. D. They are at right angles. What is the relationship between the electric and magnetic fields of an electromagnetic wave? A. They travel at different speeds. B. They are in parallel. C. They revolve in opposite directions. D. They are at right angles. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KE9COB.
Go ahead, Mark.
Well, for some reason I'm remembering at right angles.
You are correct, Mark. You are correct. What is the relationship between the electric and magnetic fields of an electromagnetic wave? Correct answer is D delta. They are at right angles. The electric and magnetic fields are at right angles to each other and oscillate at the same frequency as the RF current in the antenna. Ham Radio License Manual, page 4-5. Okay. Hello, hello, Mark. I'm assuming you're going over the rah-rah meeting. How was the meeting?
It was still going, although the presentation was over. There were question and answer. I have other commitments. I had to leave a little bit before everyone else did. But it was still going when I left there, maybe 10 minutes or so.
That's okay. That's good. That's good. Was there a good turnout there?
Yeah, pretty much. Looked like there were a lot of people that are interested in the metastastic stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, Mark. As I told you, tomorrow is our annual cruise night here in downtown Freeport. I'm asking a question. What kind? Well, I should know. I've ridden it with you a few times in your car. And what are you driving now? What kind of car did you drive back in high school?
KE9COB. Well, in high school, I had a ~64 Chevrolet Bel Air 4-door. And now I'm driving a Hyundai Tucson.
Okay. Nothing. Oh, that's right. That's the car I rode with you in a few times this year.
Yeah, Roger. Yes, it is.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'm going to let you go so you can concentrate on your drive and get back home safely. Glad you had a good time at the rah-rah meeting. We'll talk to you later. K-Sign G-Star with Claire, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. Okay, well, let's see if we can get any more check-ins. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun then? Please go now. Okay, I'm going to read two more technical questions, then we'll move to the general. All right. Okay. What signals are used in a computer radio interface for digital mode operations? A. Receive and transmit mode, status and location. B. Antenna and RF power. C. Receive audio, transmit audio, and transmitter keying. D. NMEA, GPS location, and DC power. What signals are used in a computer radio interface for digital mode operations? A. Receive and transmit mode, status and location. B. Antenna and RF power. C. Receive audio, transmit audio, and transmitter keying. D. NMEA, GPS location, and DC power. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Those of you who use this stuff should know this correct answer to this question by heart. Okay. What signals are used in a computer radio interface for digital mode operation? The correct answer is C, Charlie. Receive audio, transmit audio, and transmitter key. Okay. Okay, one more tech question before we go to the general, if I can find it here. One moment, please. Okay. What is the term for the flow of electrons in an electric circuit? A. Voltage. B. Amperes per second. C. Volts per second. D. Current. What is the term for the flow of electrons in an electric circuit? A. Voltage. B. Amperes per second. C. Volts per second. D. Current. Anybody correct answer to this question?
I'm going to say D delta current, Jimmy.
You are correct, Eric. You are correct. What is the term for the flow of electrons in electric current? The correct answer is D delta current. Electric current, represented in equations by the symbol I or I in parentheses, is the flow of electrons. Handwritten license manual, page 3-1. Okay. We're gonna be done with the tech questions for a little bit, so we're gonna move to the general. But before we do that, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please go on out. Okay, this is the first question. We're going to be 5 questions in general, then 5 more questions in the extra class. Here's the first general question. On which of the following bands is phone operation prohibited? A. 160 meters. B. 30 meters. C. 17 meters. D. 12 meters. On which of the following bands is phone operation prohibited? A. 160 meters. B. 30 meters. C. 17 meters. D. 12 meters. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay. On which of the following bands is phone operation prohibited? The correct answer is B. Bravo, 30 meters. The 30-meter band is restricted to CW, RTTY, and data transmissions only. Image transmission is also prohibited on the 60-meter band. 97.305, General Class License Manual, page 3-8. All right, we'll find another one here. All righty, hold on. Okay, which of the following complies with commonly accepted amateur practice when choosing a frequency on which to initiate a call? A. Listen on the frequency for at least 2 minutes to be sure it is clear. B. Identify your station by transmitting your call sign at least 3 times. C. Follow the voluntary band plan. D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following complies with commonly accepted amateur practice when choosing a frequency on which to initiate a call? A. Listen on the frequency for at least 2 minutes to be sure it is clear. B. Identify your station by transmitting your call sign at least 3 times. C. Follow the voluntary band plan. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
K9CWP.
K9CWP, go ahead.
A Alpha.
I'm sorry, that is not correct. Thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Last station unable to copy, nothing but noise. Try that one more time, please.
K9CWP.
K9CWP, we got you. Stand by. There was another station trying to come in. Other station, come back.
Sorry, Jimmy. KD9 VQM here. I was thinking that maybe D Delta.
No, sorry, that is not correct. All right. K9CWP, go ahead now.
I was going to say D Delta also, but I'm going to go to B Bravo.
Well, I'll tell you what. Sorry, that's not correct. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and read the question and give the correct answer. Which of the following complies with commonly accepted amateur practice when choosing a frequency on which to initiate a call? Correct answer is C, Charlie. Follow the voluntary band plan. Under normal conditions, following the voluntary band plan is a good way to choose a frequency compatible with your planned type of operating. Very crowded bands or special operating events require that you be flexible in your frequency choices. General Class License Manual, page 2-2. That turned out to be a hard question there. Okay, let's move on. One moment, please. Okay. What causes HF propagation conditions to vary periodically in a 26 to 28 day cycle? A. Long-term oscillations in the upper atmosphere. B. Cyclic variation in Earth's radiation belts. C. Rotation of the sun's surface layers around its axis. D. The position of the moon is its orbit. Position of the moon in its orbit. What causes HF propagation conditions to vary periodically in a 26 to 28 day cycle? A. Long-term oscillations in the upper atmosphere. B. Cyclic variation in Earth's radiation belts. C. Rotation of the sun's surface layers around its axis. D. The position of the moon in its orbit. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KC9YI.
Case 9YI, go ahead, Scott.
Almost sounded like he had two takers on that one, but I'm going to say C as in Charlie.
Okay, Scott. Let's see there. Let's get that other station a chance to. Other station, what do you say?
K9CWP. I vote for C Charlie also.
Okay, you are both correct. You are both correct. What causes HF propagation conditions to vary periodically in a 26 to 28 day cycle? Correct answer C, Charlie. Rotation of the sun's surface layers around its axis. It takes approximately 28 days for the sun to rotate on its axis. Since active areas on the sun may persist for more than one rotation, you can expect similar propagation conditions to recur approximately every 28 days. General class last imagine page 8-7. We'll resume the trivia here in a few minutes here. I want to talk to Scott at Case 9YI. Scott, what's going on with you?
Oh, we're just watching a movie on TV, and I just checked into, I haven't checked into anything. I guess I loaded up on 160. Oh, yeah, I did check into the AAU net on 75 meters. Yeah, right at the end there. And so anyway, just was listening if any of the guys, I can hear any of the guys on 160 tonight, too. I think one guy is in there, but conditions have not been anything too favorable on 160 for some time, and especially this time of the year.
Okay, sounds good. That's good there. Thanks for that report, that DX report there. We're having our annual cruise night here in downtown Freeport tomorrow. I ask this question every week. What kind of car are you driving now, and what kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school?
We had a family car. It was a big boat. It was a Electra 225 Buick, and 4-barrel carburetor, and I think it, what was it, a 430 V8 engine in it or something like that, but it was huge. And anyway, that's what I drove in high school, I guess, when I got a chance. And right now I'm driving a 2017 RAV4 red. Over.
Okay, sounds good. That's good, Scott. That's good. Hey, okay, thanks. Thank you for checking in. And do we have any more stations I'd like to check in? Please go now.
WI9HF, good evening, Jimmy.
WI9HF, good evening, Chad. What's going on with you?
No, not a whole lot. Trying to find some old air checks of the radio station that I kind of grew up with up north, but haven't found nothing. Erica's on her phone again, so she won't be checking in. Nothing really exciting over here. My medicine link for the WI9HF system, repeater system, is down for some reason. We don't know what's going on with that. So we'll get that corrected hopefully next week. But that's about it from here.
Okay, sounds good. That was a good net you ran last night there. That's for sure. Sorry I had to leave early, but I had to do something. But okay. The Average Radio Newsline broadcast was a good broadcast too. Okay. Tomorrow evening is our annual cruise night in downtown Freeport. I was asking everybody what kind of car you're driving. Maybe I shouldn't even ask this question since you probably don't drive anymore. And what kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school?
Well, you're right, Jimmy. I never did drive, so and of course I never rode a bike to high school because number one, I was 4 miles out of town, and
even if I had good vision, I sure wouldn't have rode a bike on that busy state highway back and forth every day. So I guess the only motorized vehicle I had was a little Honda three-wheeler and then a four-wheeler on the farm. And then a couple of tractors I drove a little bit. That's about it, though.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks for checking in, Eric. Chad, I got Erica already got her call. She's already checked in the net.
All right, Jimmy. Sounds good. And as far as the license goes, this is my only license I've ever had, so we'll go with that.
Sounds good, Chad. Depending on what time this net gets done, I'll switch over to the repeater to see if there's going to be a night watch in net tonight. Sometimes on Friday nights there's not even a net at all.
No, that's for sure. Sometimes Mark runs it, but we'll see what happens. And that connects up automatically on things now, if you noticed again, so that's good. All right, Jimmy, good net tonight. I just came in here, but you always do good net. Good topics. So take care. 7-3 to be I-9HF. And Scott, Monroe, sounds really good. Sounds a whole lot better than on 195. So looking forward to getting my Rockford site on the air down there somewhere. Link that to Janesville. That'll be really good. 7-3 Jimmy to the I-9HF.
Okay, Chad. Thanks for checking in. You have a good evening. Like I said, when I get down this net, I'll tune to your repeater to see if there's going to be a night watch net. Thanks anyway. Okay, any more stations wishing to check in at this time, please go on out. Okay, continuing with the trivia segment, we are in the general class portion. Let's see, alright, okay. Which of the following devices can be used for impedance matching at radio frequencies? A transformer. B, a PI or pi network. C, a length of transmission line. D, all these choices are correct. Which of the following devices can be used for impedance matching at radio frequencies? A transformer. B, a pi network. C, a length of transmission line. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KC9YI.
Go ahead, Scott.
I think it's D as in dog. I think all of them will do it.
You are right. You are correct. Scott, you are correct. Which of the following devices can be used for impedance matching at radio frequencies? Correct answer is D as in dog. D delta. All these choices are correct. All of these can alter the ratio of voltage and current in a circuit, changing the impedance as well. Special lengths of transmission lines can be used to set up patterns of reflections in the feed line that cancel the reflections from a mismatched load, making the load impedance appear as if it was the same as that of the feed line. General Class License Manual, page 4-23. Okay, let's find one more here. Alright, one more. Just a minute. Alright. Hold on. Okay. What happens when an inductor is operated above its self-resonant frequency? A, its reactance increases. B, harmonics are generated. C, it becomes capacitive. D, catastrophic failure is likely. What happens when an inductor is operated above its self-resonant frequency? A, its reactance increases. B, harmonics are generated. C, it becomes capacitive. D, catastrophic failure is likely. Anybody correct to answer this question?
I'll take a wild guess, Jimmy, and say A Alpha WI9HF.
Well, tell you what, Chad, sorry, that's not correct, but hey, thanks for trying. River, this is all in fun, folks. Anybody else want to give it a try?
89 COB.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm going to go with catastrophic failure.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, sorry, that's not correct either. Hey, thanks, how do you know unless you try? Thanks anyway. Anybody else want to give it a shot before I go ahead and read the question and give the correct answer? Okay, what happens when an inductor is operated above its self-resonant frequency? Correct answer is C, Charlie. It becomes capacitive. Resonance can also occur when a component's expected reactance is equal to the reactance of its parasitic reactance. This is called self-resonance. The result is a component that appears to be a short or open circuit at the self-resonant frequency. Above the self-resonant frequency, the component's reactance switches type, making an inductor capacitive and a capacitor inductive. General class Einstein manual, page 4-23. You know what? I think I read this question last week. All right. I'll tell you what. We're going to move to the extra class portion of the trivia. But before we do that, we have any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. The extra class. All right, let's see what we can come up with here. All right. Hold on here. No, that discussion is lengthy, so I'm not going to read that question. Okay. All right. The questions are all going to be about fast scan and slow scan TV. Okay, here we go. How many horizontal lines make up a fast scan NTSC television frame? A, 30, B, 60, B, 525, D, 1080. How many horizontal lines make up a fast scan NTSC television frame? A, 30, B, 60, C, 525, D, 1080. Anybody correct answer this question?
W9AXD.
Okay. How many horizontal lines make up a fast scan NTSC television frame? Correct answer, C, Charlie, 525. The picture is divided sequentially into pieces for transmission or viewing. This process is called scanning. A total of 525 scan lines comprise a frame or a complete picture in the U.S. television system. 30 frames are generated each second. Extra class license manual, page 8-21. All right, hold on. All right, next question. How is an interlaced scanning pattern generated in a fast scan NTSC television system? A, by scanning two fields simultaneously. B, by scanning each field from bottom to top. C, by scanning lines from left to right in one field and right to left in the next. D, by scanning odd numbered lines in one field and even numbered lines in the next. How is an interlaced scanning pattern generated in a fast scan NTSC television system? A, by scanning two fields simultaneously. B, by scanning each field from bottom to top. C, by scanning lines from left to right in one field and right to left in the next. D, by scanning odd-numbered lines in one field and even-numbered lines in the next. Anybody have the correct answer to this question? Okay. How is an interlace scanning pattern generated in a fast scan NTSC television system? Correct answer is D, delta. By scanning odd-numbered lines in one field and even-numbered lines in the next. This discussion is rather lengthy, so I'm not going to bother reading it. I'm going to go move to the next one. Okay. How is color information sent in analog SSTV or slow scan TV? A, color lines are sent sequentially. B, color information is sent on a 2.8 kilohertz subcarrier. C, color is sent in a color burst at the end of each line. D, color is amplitude modulated on the frequency modulated intensity signal. How is color information sent in analog SSTV, slow scan TV? A, color lines are sent sequentially. B, color information is sent on the 2.8 kilohertz subcarrier. C, color is sent in a color burst at the end of each line. D, color is amplitude modulated on the frequency modulated intensity signal. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. How is color information sent in analog SSTV or slow scan TV? The correct answer is A, alpha. Color lines are sent sequentially. Most SSTV operators today send color images. There are several modes of transmitting color images, transmitting 120, 128, 240, or 256 scan lines. Colors are transmitted as sequential lines showing the same image in red, green, and blue. The receiving system recombines the three lines into a full color line. Extra class license manual, page 8-24. Many years ago, the Rara used to have a slow scan or fast scan TV station. I've seen some of the long-time hams or around will probably tell you about. Okay. One moment, please. Okay. How are the component fields of an electromagnetic wave oriented? A, they are parallel. B, they are tangential. C, they are at right angles. D, they are 90 degrees out of phase. How are the component fields of an electromagnetic wave oriented? A, they are parallel. B, they are tangential. I can't read that word. C, they are at right angles. D, they are 90 degrees off phase. Anybody correct that this question? Okay. How are the component fields of electromagnetic wave oriented? Correct answer is C, Charlie. They are at right angles. EM waves, what we finally call radio waves, are created when an electric field or magnetic field changes. These waves move or propagate through space carrying both electric and magnetic energy. The electric and magnetic fields in the wave are oriented at right angles to each other and vary with time in a solenoid, whatever it is, pattern. Extra class lines and match page, dash 1. All right. One moment, please. All right. This one's probably more easier. Which trigger mode is most effective when using an oscilloscope to measure a linear power supply's output ripple? A. Single shot. B. Edge. C. Level. D. Line. Which trigger mode is most effective when using an oscilloscope to measure a linear power supply's output ripple? A. Single shot. B. Edge. C. Level. D. Line. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. Which trigger mode is most effective when using an oscilloscope to measure a linear power supply's output ripple? Correct answer is D delta line. A line trigger triggers off the voltage power in the scope, which should provide a steady waveform, making it easier to see ripple and noise. Extra class license manual page 7-7. Okay, before we continue, are there any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, now we're going to go back to the tech Q&A. We're going to read. We'll read 5 more questions from this. All right, here we go. Just a minute. Which of the following battery chemistries is rechargeable? A. Nickel metal hydride. B. Lithium ion. C. Lead acid. D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following battery chemistries is rechargeable? A. Nickel metal hydride. B. Lithium ion. C. Lead acid. D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
A9CWP.
A9CWP, go ahead.
D Delta.
You are correct. You are correct. Which of the following battery chemistries is rechargeable? The correct answer is, well, let's do that again. Which of the following battery chemistries is rechargeable? A. Nickel metal hydride. B. Lithium ion. C. Lead acid. Well, the correct answer is D delta. All of these choices are correct. And on the chart of this book, it gives all the battery types and characteristics or what have you there. Like alkaline, disposable, 1.5 volts, 7500 mAh or what have you, all that stuff. I'm not bothered to read that. All right, we'll find another question here. All right. Oh, just a minute. What is the function of the switch to which selects either SSB or CWFM on some VHF power amplifiers? A. Change the mode of the transmitted signal. B. Set the amplifier for proper operation in the selected mode. C. Change the frequency range of the amplifier to operate in the proper portion of the band. D. Reduce the received signal noise. What is the function of the switch which selects either SSB or CWFM on some VHF power amplifiers? A. Change the mode of the transmitted signal. B. Set the amplifier for proper operation in the selected mode. C. Change the frequency range of the amplifier to operate in the proper portion of the band. D. Reduce or receive the signal noise. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KC9YI.
Go ahead, Scott.
I believe it's A as in Alpha.
Sorry, Scott, that's not correct, but hey, thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay. What is the function of the switch which selects either SSB or CWFM on some VHF power amplifiers? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Set the amplifier for proper operation in the selected mode. An RF power amplifier is used to increase the output power from low power handheld transceivers and medium power base for mobile rigs. Commercial amplifiers used on VHF can be used with SSB, FM, or CW signals, but need to be set to the right mode to operate properly. This is controlled by a switch on the amplifier's front panel that changes the amplifier from the CW and FM setting to the SSB setting. Hammer the license manual page 5-10. Okay. All right. Before we continue, do we have any more stations who wish to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Okay. What type of modulation is commonly used for VHF packet to radio transmissions? A, FM or PM, B, SSB, A, AM, D, PSK. What type of modulation is commonly used for VHF packet radio transmissions? A, FM or PM, B, SSB, C, AM, D, PSK. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay. What type of modulation is commonly used for VHF packet radio transmissions? Correct answer is A, alpha, FM, or PM. Frequency modulation, or FM, is commonly used for packet radio on VHF and UHF. The data modulates the FM signal as audio tones. And radio license manual page 5-4. Okay, alright. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Which of the following connectors should be carefully taped for weather protection when used outdoors? A, PL259, B, BNC, C, Type N, D. All of these choices are correct. Which of the following connectors should be carefully taped for weather protection when used outdoors? A, PL259, B, BNC, C, Type N, D. All of these choices are correct. Anybody correct answer this question? You cut yourself off. I'll come back. Try it again, please.
WP.
K9DWP, go ahead.
PL259.
Well, that's one of them, but that's not the correct answer. Thanks for trying. Anybody want to give it a shot? Okay, here we go. Which of the following connectors should be carefully taped for weather protection when used outdoors? A, PL259, B, BNC, C, Type N, or November. Well, the correct answer is D, Delta. All of these choices are correct. All coax connectors exposed to the weather must be carefully waterproofed. Hand radio lights to manual page 4-17. Alright, okay. What is the most common impedance of coaxial cables used in ham radio? A. 8 ohms. B. 50 ohms. C. 600 ohms. D. 12 ohms. What's the most common impedance of coaxial cables used in ham radio? A. 8 ohms. B. 50 ohms. C. 600 ohms. D. 12 ohms. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KC9YI.
Well, Scott.
B as in Bravo.
You are correct, Scott. You are correct. What's the most common impedance of coaxial cables used in ham radio? Correct answer is B. Bravo, 50 ohms. Most coaxial cable used in ham radio has a characteristic impedance of 50 ohms. Coaxial cables used for video and cable television have a Z of 75 ohms. Open wire feed lines have a Z of 300 of 600 ohms. Ham radio license manual page 4-9. All right, just a minute. Let's find another one here. Okay. Okay. What are the toughest questions in the tech gender or execute? Your tower questions, of course. Those of you getting your new ham radio licenses, someday you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. You're either going to be climbing the tower itself or you're going to be part of the tower support ground crew. Next question. If you get this next question, if you answer this next question correctly at a BE section near you, it might be you're taking to get your ham radio license. All right. Okay. Which is the proper grounding method for a tower? A single 4-foot ground rod driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B a paracord RF choke connected between the tower and ground. C a connection between the tower base and a cold water pipe. D separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg mounted to the tower and each other. Which is the proper grounding method for a tower? A single 4-foot ground rod driven into the ground no more than 12 inches from the base. B a paracord RF choke connected between the tower and ground. C a connection between the tower base and a cold water pipe. D separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. Anybody have correct answer to this question? You tower climbers should know the correct answer to this one by heart.
KC9YI.
Go ahead, Scott.
D as in dog.
You are correct, Scott. You are correct. Which is the proper grounding method for a tower? Correct answer is D delta. Separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. Grounding rules for antennas or supports must be followed according to your local electrical code. Towers should be grounded with separate 8-foot long ground rods for each tower leg bonded to the tower and each other. Ham radio license manual page 9-17. All right. Do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. I got was a dead carrier, but no audio. Try that again, please. Okay, now we're going to read 5 more general Q&A. All right. What is the purpose of the notch filter found on many HF transceivers? A, to restrict the transmitter voice bandwidth. B, to reduce interference from carriers in the receiver passband. C, to eliminate receiver interference from impulse noise sources. D, to remove interfering splatter generated by signals on adjacent frequencies. What is the purpose of the notch filter found on many HF transceivers? A, to restrict the transmitter voice bandwidth. B, to reduce interference from the carriers to the receiver passband. C, to eliminate receiver interference from impulse noise sources. D, to remove interfering splatter generated by signals on adjacent frequencies. Anybody correct answer this question?
89 MAP is going with D Delta.
Well, I'll tell you what. Sorry, Kerry. That's not correct, but hey, thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
K9 MTV.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Is it Alpha?
No, sorry, that's not correct. Thanks for trying. Anybody else want to try? All right, now read the question and give the correct answer. What is the purpose of the notch filter found on many HF transceivers? Correct answer is B, Bravo. To reduce interference from carriers in the receiver passband. A notch filter removes a very narrow band of frequency, the notch, from its input. This allows the notch filter to get rid of the interfering tone, such as from an unmodulated carrier, while maintaining the intelligibility of the desired signal. An automatic notch filter can detect the presence of steady tones and remove them without operator intervention. General Class Operators Manual, page 5-16. Okay, we're going to find another one here. Okay. In a Class A amplifier, what percentage of the time does the amplifying device conduct? A, 100%. B, more than 50%, but less than 100%. C, 50%. D, less than 50%. In a Class A amplifier, what percentage of the time does the amplifying device conduct? A, 100%. B, more than 50%, but less than 100%. C, 50%. D, less than 50%. Anybody correct answer this question?
89 MAP is guessing A Alpha.
You are correct, Kerry. You are correct. In a Class A amplifier, what percentage of the time does the amplifying device conduct? Correct answer is A alpha, 100%. Class A amplifiers are the most linear or lower signal distortion, in parentheses, of all classes, and also the least efficient, because Class A amplifiers pass the entire sinusoidal input cycle. They conduct 100% of the time. All right. General Class License Manager, page 5-14. All right. Okay. We'll find another one. All right. What type of modulation varies the instantaneous power level of the RF signal? A, power modulation. B, phase modulation, D, frequency modulation, D, amplitude modulation. What type of modulation varies the instantaneous power level of the RF signal? A, power modulation, B, phase modulation, C, frequency modulation, D, amplitude modulation. Anybody correct answer this question? Okay. What type of modulation varies the instantaneous power level of the RF signal? The correct answer is D, delta, amplitude modulation. Amplitude modulation, AM, varies the instantaneous amplitude of the RF signal according to the modulating audio signal. General Class Lines Manager, page 5-1. Do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please phone up. Okay. Which of the following factors determines the characteristic impedance of a parallel conductor feed line? A, the distance between the centers of the conductors and the radius of the conductors. B, the distance between the centers of the conductors and the length of the line. C, the radius of the conductors and the frequency of the signal. D, the frequency of the signal and the length of the line. This is not double talk, folks. Which of the following factors determine the characteristic impedance of a parallel conductor feed line? A, the distance between the centers of the conductors and the radius of the conductors. B, the distance between the centers of the conductors and the length of the line. C, the radius of the conductors and the frequency of the signal. D, the frequency of the signal and the length of the line. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KC9YI was a guess.
Oh, that's not.
I'm going to guess A is an alpha.
You are correct, Scott. You are correct. You guessed right. Which of the following factors determine the characteristic impedance of a parallel conductor feed line? Correct answer is A, alpha. The distance between the centers of the conductors and the radius of the conductors. The characteristic impedance of a parallel conductor feed line depends on the distance between the conductor centers and the radius of the conductors. General Class Lines and Manager, page 7-20. Okay, are there any, do we have any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please phone up.
KD9QVW, Kilo Delta 9, Quebec, Victor Whiskey.
All right, let me find my pen there. I seem to have lost my pen. Oh, here it is. Repeat that call one more time, please.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec, Victor Whiskey, KD9QVW.
K9QVW. Good evening and welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. What's going on with you?
Oh, not too much, Jimmy. I was just spinning the dial and I heard your net. I figured I'd say hello before I went to bed. Good talking to you. Are you going to be at the Rah Rah picnic coming up here soon?
If I can get a ride, yes, I'm definitely planning on. If I can get a ride, yes.
Oh, very good. Well, I hope to see you there.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, tomorrow we're having our annual cruise night in downtown Freeport. Cruise, car shows, burnout contest, blowout contest, or what have you. I'm asking everybody, what kind of car are you driving now, and what kind of car did you drive back when you were in high school?
Well, Jimmy, when I was in high school, I drove a 1994 Ford Crown Victoria. And in the spirit of the cruise night, I will tell you what I have in my garage that I have currently torn down and I'm working on rebuilding the engine for. I have a 1952 Chevrolet Style Line Deluxe sedan. And yeah, like I said, I'm currently have the motor in pieces and I'm working on getting it back together. KD9 QVW, back to you.
Oh, that's great. I hope you get that baby working fine. I think that's fantastic. That's great. That's great.
Hey, Timmy, well, it was great talking to you for a minute. I'm gonna head on to bed. So this is KD9 QVW. I'll hopefully see you at the picnic.
Sounds good. 7-3, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Day. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you later. Are there any more stations which you're checking? Please go on. Hey, I'll tell you what. I know may use if you're of a certain age, you remember those old car commercials, like they use the local Rockford dealers, car dealers. They advertise the Friday and the Saturday night movies after 10:30 p.m. after the local news, especially Channel 13 have on. Those of you, I'm sure you're of a certain age, you remember Swede Clark, Mark 'em up Clark, at Courtesy Auto Sales. I'll tell you what, that guy was something else. He'd advertise during the breaks, during the movies. They advertised. There's a 1963 Chevrolet with radio, TV, 4-door sedan, and white wall tire, and all. $500 down, and what have you. Pay the rest later. That guy was something else. Swede Clark. I'm sure you guys remember him. I sure do. Oh yeah, Lou Backroad. That guy was a good too. I believe. Oh yeah, he's still in business. He's got 5 dealerships in Rockford there. You see it on the weather just before the weather reports on channel 17 and 39 there. Yeah. Oh yeah, Humphrey Cadillac and Olds. Oh yeah, that was a good dealership there too. All right. Any more stations you wish to check in? Please go on out. Oh, those of you in the Belvedere area, you remember Jack Wolf, Chevrolet. He used to advertise on TV there too. So Chevrolet and all the other stuff. Those of you in the Beloit Janesville area, you remember Roger Bryden, his father and son did business there. I watched those commercials. They're pretty good. The older guy said, "Remember, I'm your father." That those local car dealership commercials were something else too. All right. Let's continue with oh, you know what? I think we're going to do a couple more of these questions, and I think we're going to wrap up the net. Okay, let's see. Extra class. In what application is... Just a minute. No, I'm going to skip that. I'm going to read this one. Which of the following semiconductor materials contains excess-free electrons? A, N-type, B, P-type, C, bipolar, D, insulated gate. Which of the following semiconductor materials contains excess free electrons? A, N-type, B, P-type, C, bipolar, D, insulated gate. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. Which of the following semiconductor materials contains excess free electrons? The correct answer is A alpha, N type. Since electrons carry a negative charge, symbolized by N, a semiconductor material that contains more free electrons than pure materials is called N-type material. Extra class license manual, page 5-1. Okay. What logical operation is performed by a two-input exclusive NOR gate? A. It produces a 0 as output only if all inputs are 0. B. It produces a 1 as output only if all inputs are 1. C. It produces a 0 as output if one and only one of its inputs is 1. D. It produces a 1 as output if one and only one input is 1. Folks, this is not double talk. What logical operation is performed by a two-input exclusive NOR gate? A. It produces a 0 and its output only if all inputs are 0. B. It produces a 1 and its output only if all inputs are 1. C. It produces a 0 and its output if one and only one of its inputs is 1. D. It produces a 1 and its output if one and only one input is 1. Anybody correct to answer this question? All right. What logical operation is performed by a two-input exclusive NOR gate? Correct answer is C, Charlie. It produces a 0 and its output if one and only one of its inputs is 0. Okay, I'm not even going to bother to read the discussion there. One moment, please. I think this is going to be the last question here. One moment, please. Which of the following is a type of analog to digital conversion? A. Successive approximation. B. Harmonic regeneration. C. Level shifting. D. Phase reversal. Which of the following is a type of analog to digital conversion? A. Successive approximation. B. Harmonic regeneration. C. Level shifting. D. Phase reversal. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, which of the following is the type of analog to digital conversion? The correct answer is A alpha, successive approximation. Okay, any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please go now.
K9ASH.
K9ASH, good evening, Dwayne. What is going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. We just got I thought we got everybody put to bed, but I got a little sidekick sitting next to me here. Wants to listen to the Friday Night Fun Net, so he's bellied up to the counter with me, listening to the trivia tonight.
Okay, well that is definitely good to hear. Hey, Dwayne, here we're having our annual cruise night in downtown Freeport tomorrow night. There's going to be burnout contests, tire blowout contests. The cruise is going to take place, car shows, antique cars from the 1920s and 30s, the 40s, 50s, and what have you. Now, I'm asking everybody, what kind of car are you driving now and back in your high school days? What kind of car did you used to drive?
Well, now I have a little bit of an older GMC pickup truck that gets me around and does the stuff I need to do. In high school, I had a 1982 Chevy Cavalier 4-speed. That was my first car that I ever had. So I had to put a one new clutch in it for me driving it, but that was about it. It was a good little car until I traded it in when I got a job.
I hear you. I hear you. Hey, Dwayne, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Bet. Have your little one listen more often. I know you'll get a kick out of these trivia questions, and that sounds good. You have a good evening, and thank you. We'll talk to you down the line.
All right, sounds good. I'll be listening to you for the rest of the night, hopefully. Back to Nat.
Okay, we got a few minutes to go here. Thanks for taking. All right. Oh, what the heck? This is going to be one final question for the evening. What the heck? Why are there separate? This is from the extra class Q&A book. Why are there separate electric E and magnetic H MPE limits at frequencies below 300 megahertz? A. The body reacts to electromagnetic radiation from both the E and H fields. B. Ground reflections and scattering cause the field strength to vary with the location. C. E field and H field radiation intensity peaks can occur at different locations. D. All of these choices are correct. Why are there separate electric E and magnetic H MPE limits at frequencies below 300 megahertz? A. The body reacts to electromagnetic radiation from both the E and H fields. B. Ground reflections and scattering cause the field strength to vary with location. C. E field and H field radiation intensity peaks can occur at different locations. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
K9ASH.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
I'm totally guessing. I'm going to guess B Bravo.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's one answer that's one answer that's correct, but that's not what the book says. That's that. But anybody else wanting to give it a shot? I'll read the answer. I'll read the question, the correct answer. Okay, Dwayne. Hey, thanks for trying. This is all fun. All right, I'll read the. Why are there separate electric E and magnetic H MPE limits at frequencies below 300 megahertz? A. The body reacts to electromagnetic radiation from both the E and H fields. B. Ground radiation, ground reflections, and scattering cause the field strength to vary with location. C. E field and H field radiation intensity peaks can occur at different locations. Well, the correct answer. Well, Dwayne, you got one of them right, but the correct answer is all these choices are correct. In the far field of antennas, exposure from the E and H fields can be combined into a composite power density. Near the antenna or near reflecting surfaces, the E and H field intensity can vary significantly from the far field values. The ratio of E to H of field intensity, the media impedance, can also be altered by scattering and reflection. In such cases, it may be prudent to evaluate exposure based on both the E and H field values. Extra class license manual page 11-5. Folks, this concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next Friday night. I want to thank everybody for participating. You all did a great job. Now, do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please go now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXC Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown, lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is now going into lockdown. Kerry Tatlow was telling me when he was listening to the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department when they were on VHF analog iPad on the county jail frequency. Every night at 10 o'clock, dispatch and radio all the corrections officers, lockdown, lockdown. Time to secure the jail for the night. Time to put the jailbirds to bed. Nighty-night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay, do we have any more stations that like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, I want to thank Rob for the use of the repeater. I'm going to run down the list of stations that checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR. Al, K9EPZ, with early check-in and check on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline out in Westfield, Iowa. He's doing great. He's doing great. Enport, he had his cataract surgery in his one eye. He's got to wait a few days before he does his other eye. He also had a growth removed from the thyroid gland, a biopsy. It's cancer-free. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at report. Al K9EPG does not have cancer. Okay. N4 WGN, Bob here in Freeport checked in early before I started the net. Now, K9VQM, Eric in Monroe, K9Q PL, Paul in Love Spark, K9MTV, Ryan, also in Love Spark, K9MAP, Kerry in Rockford was live streaming and recording this net via YouTube. Let me reset. K9YBG, Dale and Robert, K9CWP, K9COB, Mark, K9YI, Scott Monroe, WI9HF, Chad Janesville, and his better half, K9BYN, Eric, KD9QVW, and last but certainly not least, Dwayne, K9ASH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 check-ins, 15 check-ins. Do we have any more stations that like to check in this time? Please go now. Well, I guess nobody took an HD to the rah-rah meeting, so they're probably still having their second meeting at one of the restaurants, the pizza places there in Rockford. So, oh well, that's the way it goes. Hey, I want to thank everybody for checking in. It was a great net tonight, and okay. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors, cross street, down street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick baker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps and pick up your mail or mail letter or what have you. Sure you tell your bank cashier or bank teller when you put money in the bank or withdraw money in the bank or what have you, cash a check or what have you. Be sure you tell your local members, your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your used car dealer, your new car dealer, your garage mechanic. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Sure you tell your probation officer, parole officer, or divorce lawyer. Sure, tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun. More check-ins apparent that. Make sure you have valid MCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, body mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you sit in the clubhouse, take a knee or clench your fist when the U.S. national anthem is being played. We don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's just plain old all there is to it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the Friday Night Fun as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Okay, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net for me in the region. With route traffic, please call K9 GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, if you can make it to cruise night tomorrow night, it'll be great to see you. We'll just see what happens, what the weather does. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, August 14, 2026, with a total of 15 check-ins. I'm now going to close down this net to return to repairs and frequency normal after radio use at 10:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours, 6 minutes of Zulu time. 7-3s, everybody. This is K9 G Shire was saying 7-3s to all, and to all a good night. K9MEP, Kerry, if you're listening, I had 15 check-ins, and there was a 2-hour, 6-minute net. Thanks for all you do, K9 G Shire.
W9AXD.